Close your eyes for a moment, wherever you are, and take a deep breath. Allow the air to fill your lungs and calm the agitation of your mind. There is a silent force, an invisible weaving of purpose, operating in your favor right now, even if everything around you seems still, stagnant. The quietness that might scare you isn't an absence of movement. It's a sacred invitation for you to find your center and observe life from a place of peace. Have you ever wondered why some people manifest their desires with an almost divine ease, while others live in a constant struggle without seeing results? The great secret isn't in frantic effort, but in the internal state of being. It's not about chasing the blessing, but about becoming the receiver. What you seek so intensely, with so much exhaustion, may just be waiting for you to stop running so it can finally catch up to you. True manifestation begins when the soul finds rest and the heart aligns with trust. It's an invitation to slow down, to step out of the frequency of pursuit and into the vibration of permission. What if everything you desire didn't have to be exhausting, but simply allowed? Because in a sacred synchronicity, what you are looking for with all your being is also, at this very moment, looking for you. From the time we were born, we've been conditioned to believe an incomplete truth, that everything worth having in life must be earned through relentless effort, constant struggle, and intense fighting. And so, in your spiritual awakening, you applied the same logic, trying to achieve peace, abundance, and healing with the same desperate eagerness you'd use to chase a material goal. But the more you strive from a place of anxiety, the more you emit a powerful frequency of lack. This vibration, which has no words, whispers your deepest truth to the quantum field. I don't have it yet, which is why I'm fighting for it. The universe, like a perfect impersonal mirror, doesn't judge your worthiness. It simply reflects your energetic vibration, responding with more experiences of not having it yet. Desperate effort, therefore, becomes the signature of absence. That exhaustion you feel from trying to manifest things and seeing everything stay the same is not a sign of your inability. It's proof that the power isn't in forcing the door open, but in becoming the key that opens it without any effort at all. There is a sacred passage that holds the secret of serene manifestation, a code that says, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." Notice the profound depth of this command. It doesn't say build, conquer, or fight for the kingdom. It says seek. Seeking is an internal movement, a journey into your own sacred being. The kingdom, therefore, is not a geographical destination, but a state of consciousness, a sanctuary of alignment that exists in the silence between your thoughts. It's the place where your soul finally finds rest from the incessant search for validation. It's where your heart perfectly aligns with the frequency of genuine faith. And it's where your mind, once a turbulent sea, becomes still and trusts the invisible flow of life. When these three centers, soul, heart, and mind, enter into harmony, you no longer need to chase things, because you become the gravitational center to which they naturally and inevitably flow. Napoleon Hill, one of the great students of the human mind, taught that faith is the only known antidote to failure. But the faith he described is not the anxious begging we often practice. Begging is born from doubt and the fear of not being heard. True faith, however, is a state of being. It is a quiet, unshakable conviction that permeates every cell of your body, a calm certainty that what you have intended is already a reality on the invisible plane, simply awaiting the divine timing to materialize. Cultivating this faith is like nourishing the soil of your subconscious. You don't scream at the seed to make it grow faster. You ensure the soil is rich, moist, and receptive. Hill said that thought, when mixed with the feeling of faith, becomes a powerful force. This mixture is the sacred alchemy that happens when you stop asking with your lips and start feeling with your heart, transforming yourself into the very vibration of what you once only desired. Your true manifestation happens when you are already vibrating as if your desire were a done deal, a memory of a future that has already happened. It's a process of aligning so completely with your intention that it has no choice but to manifest as your new physical reality. This happens because the universe doesn't respond to your logical thoughts. It responds to your feelings. Your state of being is the energetic signature you transmit 24 hours a day. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So, before you rush to take another action, stop. Turn inward into the temple of your silence and ask yourself honestly, am I being what I wish to attract? Am I being the peace I seek? Am I being the gratitude for the abundance I ask for? Am I being the love I long to find? Your being is the most powerful command there is, and the external world is just the echo of that silent, continuous order. So, the invitation on this journey is for you to become profoundly still. Let your desire come to you. Not because you've given up in an act of resistance, but because you have finally mastered a new level of power, the power of conscious permission. Your stillness is not inertia, it is trust in action. Your peace is not indifference, it is the highest form of wisdom. You are stopping the fight against the current and finally learning to float, letting the great river of life carry you to your perfect destination. By relaxing and trusting, you become a magnetic field, a receptive vortex. You stop being the hunter and become the magnet. Quiet your heart, silence your mind, and just be. What is yours by divine resonance has already received its address and is, at this very moment, on its way to you. In its infinite wisdom, the universe is not a servant that responds to verbal commands. It is a resonance chamber that amplifies the truth of your being. You can spend entire days reciting affirmations, declaring aloud that you want prosperity, peace, and love. But if your inner sanctuary, your heart, is silently vibrating with the frequency of fear, doubt, or unworthiness, this is the melody the cosmos hears. Your words are like arrows shot into the wind, while your emotional vibration is the magnetic field that determines their final direction. Imagine your inner state is a radio station broadcasting non-stop. If you are tuned to the station of scarcity, no matter how much you ask to hear the music of abundance, the signal that prevails is one of lack. The universe doesn't understand Portuguese, English, or any other human language. The only language it comprehends perfectly is the frequency of your heart, the feeling that pulses beneath all your actions. You don't attract what you want with your lips. You attract what you are in the silence of your soul. This dissonance between what you ask for and what you feel creates what we call internal resistance, the true cause of all blockages in your life. Resistance is an energetic wall built brick by brick, with past pains, disappointments that shook your faith, fears that taught you not to trust, and beliefs that you are not good enough. It is a protective mechanism of your mind which tries to save you from more suffering by preventing you from opening up to the new. Your desire is like a river of pure water wanting to flow toward you, but resistance is a solid dam that blocks its passage. Trying to manifest with effort while this dam is intact is like pushing the river against the barrier itself, generating only more pressure, more turbulence, and the exhausting feeling that nothing is moving forward. Your energy isn't genuinely blocked, it is being contained by these internal structures. Permission, therefore, is not an act of passivity, but the sacred work of lovingly and consciously beginning to remove the stones of that dam. To allow is the conscious act of surrendering to the flow of life, trading control for trust. When you stop fighting against your feelings of fear and doubt and instead embrace them with compassion, you begin to dissolve the dense energy of resistance. By actively cultivating gratitude, even for the smallest things, you raise your vibration and create cracks in the wall of lack. Allowing is creating a sacred vacuum within you, a space of serene receptivity. The divine nature of the universe abhors a vacuum, and when you create this inner space by releasing the need to control the how and when, life rushes to fill it with everything that resonates with your new frequency of openness. Your only job is not to build the bridge to your desire, but to clear your side of the path so that the desire can finally reach you without obstacles, in a soft, gentle, and unexpected way. Take a moment to observe, with compassion and without judgment, the architecture of your mind and the society that shaped it. We were raised under the doctrine of effort, a paradigm passed down to us as a sacred inheritance through generations. Our parents and grandparents, coming from a time of genuine material scarcity, learned that survival depended on constant struggle, on the sweat that guaranteed bread, and on sacrifice as the highest virtue. This programming was reinforced in every aspect of our education, in schools that rewarded exhaustion, in religions that glorified suffering, and in stories that celebrated the hero who triumphed only after a bloody battle against the world. We absorbed this script into our cultural DNA, accepting as absolute truth that life is hard, that success requires pain, and that ease is a privilege of the lucky or dishonest. This belief is not your own in its origin. It is a collective software, a social hypnosis you were taught to run without question, until your soul, in its yearning for freedom, began to feel the unbearable weight of this burden. What ancient wisdom and quantum physics today reveal to us is that this culture of effort, while well-intentioned, is energetically conflicting. When you operate from a state of struggle, your entire physiology aligns with the frequency of emergency. Your sympathetic nervous system is activated, flooding your body with cortisol and adrenaline, the hormones of the fight-or-flight response. To your body, the anxiety of "I need to pay the bills" or "I need to find a partner" is biochemically identical to the threat of a predator. You live in a constant state of alert, and this survival chemistry becomes your vibrational signature. It's a state that communicates a direct message of danger, urgency, and fundamentally lack to the energetic field around you. The sweat born of anxiety is not a sign of merit to the universe. It is the living proof of your belief in absence, the physical manifestation of your conviction that you are separate from what you desire and must fight to achieve it. This is where the great law of mirroring comes into play, a universal principle as reliable as the law of gravity. The universe is not an external entity that judges you, punishes you, or rewards you based on your level of suffering. It is a neutral field of consciousness, a perfect mirror that reflects with absolute precision the state of your being. If you approach this cosmic mirror with the expression of struggle, lack, and anxiety on your energetic face, it cannot by its very nature reflect back the image of peace, abundance, and serenity. It only echoes the truth you are emitting. I don't have it yet, which is why I'm fighting for it. And the reflection materializes as more circumstances that require struggle, more experiences of lack, and more reasons to feel anxious. To change the reflection, you cannot yell at the mirror. You must, in an act of profound wisdom, be the first to change the expression you offer to it, by offering the peace you wish to see manifested. Freeing yourself from this cultural programming is not an act of laziness or giving up. It is an act of sacred rebellion. It is your soul declaring its sovereignty over a belief system that no longer serves it. That feeling of inadequacy or being out of place in the world that may haunt you is actually your spiritual compass, indicating that you are ready to abandon the collective map and draw your own. Reprogramming begins with the courage to question the truths you swallowed without digesting. Does my worth really lie in my level of exhaustion? Does life have to be a constant struggle? It begins with the conscious practice of celebrating rest, honoring the pause, finding joy in simplicity, and allowing action to be born not from desperation, but from the inspiration that arises in silence. Each time you choose trust over control, gratitude over complaint, you are rewriting your own source code and paving a new neural pathway to freedom. By walking this path of deconditioning, you establish a new alliance with life, based not on scarcity, but on a deep cellular trust in sufficiency. You begin to inhabit a state of being where you know, without needing external proof, that you are supported, guided, and provided for at all times. Action does not disappear from your life, but its quality is transformed. Instead of reactive action born of fear, you begin to operate from inspired action, which flows from a place of alignment and joy. You stop trying to push the river with all your might and remember that you are the river itself, whose natural course is to flow toward the ocean of abundance. This is the promise of the new consciousness, a life marked not by the struggle to obtain, but by the grace of receiving, where your inner peace becomes the most creative and powerful force there is. Amidst the sacred texts that have guided humanity, there exists a master code, an instruction so profound that if understood, it unravels the entire paradigm of struggle and effort. The phrase, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you," is not a religious promise for an afterlife. It is a precise instruction manual for conscious manifestation, here and now. The first great error of interpretation was believing that the kingdom was a physical place, a destination to be reached. But the great masters always pointed inward. The kingdom is a geography of the soul, an inner domain of consciousness, a vibrational state of perfect alignment with the source of all creation. Seeking this kingdom is not a frantic hunt, but an act of introspection and stillness, a journey to the center of your own being, where the divine spark resides. And his righteousness does not refer to a moral code of right and wrong, but to alignment with the universal law, the divine order of the cosmos, which is the law of vibration and resonance. Seeking the kingdom is, therefore, the sacred act of aligning your inner micro-universe with the external macro-universe. The architecture of this inner kingdom is built on the absolute coherence between two of your most powerful energy centers, the mind and the heart. The mind is the architect. It draws the blueprints, visualizes the possibilities, and sets the intention. The heart is the great builder. It provides the energy, the feeling, and the vibrational signature that magnetizes the components of reality. When your mind and heart are in conflict, your mind affirming prosperity while your heart pulses with the fear of lack, you live in a state of internal civil war, exiled from your own kingdom. It is in this state of misalignment that struggle and resistance flourish. To enter the kingdom, you must unify these two poles. The mind must become still, releasing control and the need to understand the how. The heart must elevate itself, actively cultivating feelings of gratitude, love, and joy, as if the desire were already a done deal. When the clear thought of the mind unites with the elevated feeling of the heart, they create a coherent wave of energy, a state of integrity and peace that is the very essence of the kingdom. You stop looking for the kingdom and realize that it is your own essential nature. Once you inhabit this state of alignment, the second part of the promise is fulfilled with mathematical precision, and all these things will be added to you. Note the sublime and passive word, added. B, they are not conquered and won or earned through your suffering. They are an addition, an overflow, a natural consequence of your state of being. Imagine a garden. You don't force the flowers to bloom or yell at the fruit to ripen. Your only focus is the quality of the soil, consistent watering, and exposure to sunlight. By tending to the environment, your inner kingdom, the flowers and fruit, the things of life, health, relationships, abundance, purpose, appear as an inevitable manifestation. The great mistake is to focus on the things, because this puts you back in the consciousness of lack. Your only job, your only sacred focus, should be to cultivate the frequency of the kingdom. The blessings that flow into your life are simply the universe's feedback, confirming that you have found your way back home to the center of your creative power. Vision of what you wish to manifest. It is the seed. However, a seed, no matter how perfect, remains inert without the element that makes it germinate. This element is faith, which we understand here as the emotional energy of the heart, the absolute conviction, the living water that nourishes and gives life to the seed of thought. It is a sacred marriage between the mind and the heart, where the clarity of intention merges with the certainty of emotion, creating a coherent force field that ripples through the universe, commanding matter and attracting circumstances to align with this new truth. Before you launch into another marathon of actions, before you fill your schedule with tasks you believe will lead you to your goal, spiritual wisdom asks you to take a sacred pause. Take a deep breath and dive into the silence of your being to ask yourself the most important question of all. Am I, at this very moment, being what I wish to attract? This is not a superficial question. It is a profound diagnosis of your vibrational identity. You may want to attract abundance, but if your state of being is one of anxiety and fear of lack, you are not being abundance. You may seek a love that heals you, but if your state of being is one of self-criticism and closedness, you are not being love. Action born from a state of misalignment is like rowing against an invisible tide. It requires great effort and produces minimal results. True mastery lies in first aligning your being, in cultivating the peace, joy, and security you would feel if your desire were already a reality. Only then, from this place of integrity, does your action become a flow of grace, a powerful movement that surfs the wave of creation. It is crucial to understand that this process is not about pretending or superficial self-delusion. Pretending is an act of the conscious mind that is constantly sabotaged by the underlying belief that it is not true, creating an internal conflict that cancels out creative power. What we are describing is something much deeper, the deliberate reprogramming of your subconscious operating system. By surrendering to a sensory visualization, feeling with every fiber of your being the reality of your desire fulfilled, you are, in fact, installing a new program. You are forging new neural pathways in your brain and teaching your body biochemically what this new reality feels like. You are rehearsing your future with such frequency and conviction that your being begins to transform, and your dominant vibration becomes that of your future self. The natural attraction of the things you desire is not magic. It is the inevitable consequence of your new vibrational state. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you have become. I ask you, for a moment, to suspend all seeking for external answers and simply observe your life as it presents itself today. Look at it not as a collection of coincidences, accidents, or injustices, but as a sacred canvas, a living work of art that reflects, with impeccable precision, the totality of your inner state, your health, your bank account, the dynamics of your relationships, the environment of your home. Each detail is a messenger, a materialized echo of your consciousness. The world you experience is not something that happens to you, but something that flows through you and from you. You are the projector, and life is the screen. Trying to change external circumstances without first transforming your inner world is like trying to alter the image on the screen by painting over it, while the film running inside the projector remains the same. Your external reality is not the cause of your feelings. It is the visible consequence of your silent vibration, a divine feedback that invites you to look within and recognize the creative power that has always resided there. This is not a new philosophy, but an ancient truth, echoed by sages and mystics throughout the millennia. In the sacred scriptures, we find the key in Proverbs: "As a man imagines in his soul, so he is." Note the depth of this statement. It doesn't say, "as he thinks with his mind," but "as he imagines in his soul." The imagination of the soul is much more than a fleeting thought. It is your deepest conviction, your dominant feeling, the truth you hold about yourself in the silence of your being. Centuries later, Napoleon Hill translated this same law into modern language, declaring, "You become what you deeply think, feel, and believe." He gave us the complete formula. Thought is the seed, feeling is the water that makes it germinate, and deep belief is the fertile soil of the subconscious that sustains the growth. These two voices, separated by time, are singing the same song: that your identity is not defined by your actions, but by the nature of your consciousness, and that the universe continuously reorganizes itself to mirror the image you hold in your inner sanctuary. Matter, which seems so solid and immutable, is, in its essence, energy vibrating at a lower frequency. And your consciousness, your silent vibration of the soul, is the primary force that influences and organizes this energy. Every belief you hold, every emotion you allow to circulate in your system contributes to your energetic frequency, your fundamental vibrational tone. This tone acts as an energetic pattern. When it vibrates at the frequency of gratitude and sufficiency, it can only attract, by the law of resonance, people, opportunities, and experiences that vibrate in harmony with it. If, however, your dominant and silent vibration is one of victimization or scarcity, no matter how loudly you shout your positive affirmations, the most powerful signal will always prevail. This is why true transformation is not loud. It happens in the silence of your meditation, in the stillness of your prayer, in the conscious choice to cultivate a new feeling. You do not mold your reality with your hands, but with the consistency of your inner peace. The universe of conscious manifestation operates under a fundamental law that transcends simple desire, the law of identity. You have been taught to ask, to plead for what you want, but the act of wanting is a confession of absence. To say, "I want peace," is to state energetically that peace is in a place where you are not. To say, "I want prosperity," is to emit the vibration that prosperity is something external to be achieved. The invitation to true mastery is that you take a step beyond wanting and dare to enter the state of being. It is no longer about asking for peace, but about becoming the center of calm amidst the hurricane of your circumstances. It is not about seeking prosperity, but about embodying the consciousness of sufficiency, security, and gratitude, regardless of what your bank statement says at the moment. It's a radical change in posture, from the one who asks from outside the gate to the one who realizes they have always been the owner of the palace. You stop being an echo of your conditions and become the silent cause of your new reality. Living as if your desire were already real is not an invitation to fantasy or irresponsibility, but a profound exercise in vibrational alignment. It is a daily rehearsal of your future self. Living as someone who is already prosperous does not mean spending money you don't have, but thinking, feeling, and deciding from a mindset of abundance. It is choosing the best thought, offering yourself the best treatment, feeling gratitude for what you already possess, and trusting that there will always be more. It is the difference between looking at a bill and feeling fear, or looking at the same bill and feeling gratitude for the opportunity to honor it. To be peace, in practice, is to consciously choose not to engage in mental arguments, to practice pausing before reacting, to find sanctuaries of silence in your day, and above all, to forgive yourself and others, to release the dense energy of resentment. By practicing these states of being, you're not pretending. You are activating and strengthening the neural networks and emotional circuits of your new identity. And even if, for a while, the world around you seems unchanged, know that the most crucial transformation is already happening in the invisible realm. Imagine you are a large ocean liner. When the captain turns the rudder in a new direction, the ship doesn't turn instantly. There is a response time, a moment when the immense structure must surrender to the new command. In the same way, when you choose a new identity of being, your inner universe begins a massive and silent reorganization. Your cells start receiving a new biochemical cocktail, your electromagnetic signature begins to emit a new frequency, and your subconscious starts to accept a new set of fundamental truths. The absence of immediate external evidence is not a sign that the process has failed. It is a test of your faith and your ability to trust in the power of your inner world. Your vibration does not lie, and once your internal identity has been truly remade, the universe, like a faithful mirror, will have no choice but to reshape matter to reflect who you have become. Napoleon Hill, in his timeless wisdom, revealed that an alchemical combination exists, a trinity of inner forces that, when united, open doors that brute, solitary effort could never even scratch. The first of these sacred pillars is a definite purpose. This is not a mere goal or a superficial aim. It's your soul's compass, your magnetic north, the why that sets your spirit ablaze and gives meaning to every one of your days. Without a clear and emotionally charged purpose, your faith scatters and your persistence becomes blind stubbornness. Purpose is what focuses your vital energy, like a magnifying glass that concentrates sunlight into a single point, capable of igniting the fire of creation. It is what anchors you during storms of doubt, what lifts you up when exhaustion invites you to give up, and what makes every choice simpler, because you will always know which direction serves your greater mission. Having a definite purpose is aligning your personal will with your soul's will, creating a direct channel for divine inspiration to flow through you. The second element of this trinity is faith, and here we must understand it not as a passive hope, but as the vibrational fuel of creation. Faith is the substance of inner certainty, the emotional state of already knowing the success of your journey. This is where the difference between a miracle and failure resides. Imagine two people performing the exact same action, one from a place of fear, the other from a place of faith. The first, even while acting, contaminates their action with the energy of doubt, the fear of it not working out, and this vibration of failure fills the energetic field around them, paving the way for disappointment. The second, even if their action is small, imbues it with the frequency of trust, of preemptive gratitude, and of absolute certainty. This action, pure and coherent, becomes a powerful command to the universe. The same action that, born of fear, is doomed to fail, when born of faith becomes the channel for miracles to happen. The universe does not respond to the action itself, but to the vibrational quality of the consciousness that executes it. Finally, we have conscious persistence, the pillar that sustains the other two over time. and it is crucial to distinguish this persistence from obstinate stubbornness. Persistence born of struggle is continuing to bang your head against a wall, exhausting your energy. Conscious persistence, on the other hand, is not persistence in action, but persistence in your state of being. It is the discipline of waking up every day and, regardless of external circumstances, consciously choosing to align with your purpose and cultivate the feeling of faith. It is persisting in your inner vision when the outer world does not yet reflect it. It is this sacred combination, a purpose as clear as a lighthouse, a faith as unshakable as the ocean, and a serene persistence in your vibration that creates a resonance so powerful and stable that the universe is compelled to respond. The doors that effort alone cannot open are the gateways of synchronicity, grace, and divine opportunities, paths that only reveal themselves to those who have learned to sustain their inner light with unshakable trust and a purpose that transcends the self. There is a sacred gateway between the invisible world of consciousness and the visible world of matter, a passage that opens when three primordial forces of creation are united in a single, focused act of power. The first force is intention. It is your pure and directed will, the arrow of light you aim at the target of your new reality. Intention, by itself, provides clarity and direction, but it lacks the energy to travel through the quantum field. The second force is the image. It is the native language of your subconscious, the detailed architectural blueprint you build in the laboratory of your mind. A mental image rich with sensory details, colors, sounds, smells, textures, gives form and substance to your intention. But an image, however vivid, is still like a lifeless photograph. It is the third force, emotion, that breathes the breath of life into your creation. Elevated emotion, the feeling of gratitude, joy, or love, as if the desire were already real, is the quantum fuel, the magnetic force that attracts the components of your vision, transforming potential into a particle, the invisible into the visible. The reprogramming of your subconscious, that powerful computer that runs 95% of your life on autopilot, is the key to lasting transformation. And this reprogramming happens through the sacred alliance between affirmations and emotionalized visualization. Repeating affirmations mechanically without feeling is like throwing seeds onto concrete soil. The words cannot penetrate the barrier of the conscious and analytical mind. The secret is to first prepare the soil. You do this through visualization, by closing your eyes and intentionally building the scene of your fulfilled desire, immersing yourself in it until your body begins to generate the chemistry of that emotion. You open the door to the subconscious. It is in this state of receptivity, with the soil emotionally fertile, that the verbal affirmation becomes a powerful decree. The phrase, "I am healthy" or "I am abundant," said within this feeling, is no longer a lie the mind contests, but a new seed of truth that is planted directly in the depths of your being, where it can germinate and grow, replacing the old weeds of doubt and limitation. While this practice can be done at any time, there is a portal in time that is especially potent, the sacred minutes before sleep. This is a very powerful ritual. As you prepare to sleep, your brain waves naturally slow down, moving from a state of alertness, beta, to a state of relaxation and creativity, alpha and theta. Your conscious guardian, the analytical mind, lowers its defenses, opening a direct and unfiltered access to your subconscious. The ritual is simple and profound. Lie down comfortably, use long, deep breaths to calm yourself and signal to your body that it is safe. Then gently begin to visualize your scene, feeling its emotions as if they were your only reality. And then, in this state of lucid drowsiness, repeat your affirmations with faith, like a whisper to your soul. The feeling you cultivate in these final moments of your day becomes the instruction your subconscious will work to materialize all night long, weaving the threads of your new reality while you rest in the silence of trust. The transformation of your reality begins with an invisible gesture, the decision to change the atmosphere within you. This is not an abstract theory, but a daily practice, a conscious architecture of your inner world sustained by three fundamental pillars. The first pillar is thought awareness, which is the art of becoming the vigilant gardener of your mind. Your mental garden, from years of conditioning, has been left in a wild state, allowing the weeds of fear, doubt, and self-criticism to grow freely. The conscious practice is to walk through this garden, not with a scythe of judgment, but with the gentleness of a master gardener. When you notice a thought of fear emerging, this will never work out, you don't fight it. You acknowledge it with compassion, gently pull it out by the root, and in the space it left, deliberately plant a new seed of faith. The universe is, right now, orchestrating the best for me. This is not a battle, but a continuous act of cultivation, a moment-by-moment choice of which plant you will water until your inner garden naturally blooms with the beauty of your new consciousness. The second pillar is the creation of a sanctuary in time through nighttime rituals. The end of your day is a sacred moment, a golden opportunity to seal your energy and instruct your subconscious. This ritual begins with a deliberate disconnection from the world's noise. Turn off electronics, dim the lights, and create an environment of peace around you, signaling to your body and soul that it's time to come home. Allow yourself a few moments of silence, just breathing, letting the dust of the day settle. Then dive into the practice of visualization, not as an effort, but as a lucid and pleasurable daydream, feeling the emotions of your already manifested reality. And finally, on the threshold of sleep, reinforce this experience with your affirmations, whispered with the faith of a child who knows their request has already been granted. This ritual is not just another task on your list, but an act of self-love, the way you put yourself to sleep in the arms of trust, ensuring that your consciousness navigates the waters of peace and intentional creation throughout the night. The third pillar is the curation of your spiritual space, the ecology of your soul. Just as your physical body is affected by the food you eat, your energy and consciousness are directly influenced by the environment you consume. This requires a conscious choice to avoid negativity. It means having the courage to step away from conversations that revolve around complaint and fear, to limit your exposure to news that feeds on anxiety, and to unfollow content that makes you feel inadequate or lacking. At the same time, you must actively nourish yourself with elevated words and vibrations. Fill your ears with music that calms your soul. Put books in your hands that expand your mind. Watch messages that remind you of your power. And, most importantly, surround yourself with people whose presence uplifts and inspires you. You are not building a bubble of isolation, but rather a sacred greenhouse where the seed of your new life can grow strong and protected, free from the vibrational toxins of the outside world. Many, upon hearing about these practices, may feel overwhelmed, believing they need hours of dedication to see results. But the liberating truth is that the universe does not respond to the magnitude of effort, but to the constancy of your intention. Starting with just 5 minutes a day is infinitely more powerful than a 2-hour practice done once a month. 5 minutes of mental gardening upon waking, 5 minutes of nighttime ritual before bed, 5 minutes of silence instead of noise. This small but consistent demonstration of commitment is a powerful signal you send to the universe, declaring that this new vibration is your new identity. like a drop of water that, with persistence, pierces the hardest stone. These small acts of daily alignment begin to create a new energetic momentum, gradually and safely raising your internal vibration. And inevitably, this new inner frequency will begin to sculpt a new and impressive external reality. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. At the end of this journey, we arrive at the simplest and most profound truth of all. The universe does not respond to what you want, it responds to what you are. All your seeking, all your struggle, and all your effort were born from the illusion that you were separate from your desire. Today, you remember that your true power lies not in pursuing, but in allowing, not in asking, but in becoming. Your consciousness is the cause, and your life is the effect. Your vibration is the mold, and your reality is the sculpture that emerges from it. Therefore, I now invite you to one last act of conscious creation. Take a deep breath. Feel the sacred presence that dwells within you, and repeat in your inner silence, not as empty words, but as your new truth. I am worthy of all good. I'm at peace with my process. I trust in life's perfect timing. Feel the resonance of these words in your heart. Let this frequency of self-love and trust be the new tone of your soul, the new song you offer to the world from today forward. If this message touched the sanctuary of your soul and you feel ready to seal this new cycle of conscious creation, use the power of your written word. Leave a comment below with the phrase, "I am abundance, and abundance finds me now." This act is a decree, an energetic seal that anchors your decision in matter. Become calm, align yourself, and simply be. Be abundance, and it will have no choice but to find its way to you.